Hey, Mike, I think we're live right now.
Oh, wow. This is how you do it? I thought there was a big setup, like a big intro.
This is it. This is the big intro. You know, I have a prediction for the show today.
What's
I
that?
think it's going to be one of our best episodes ever.
Oh, I'm glad I'm here then.
Well, you might be the reason. Now, we're not doing a regular creep-off episode. We're not doing a competition. But we are going to do a lot of scum parade stories. So I thought we could start with this.
The scum parade, these are my peeps. The scum parade is nothing but creeps. The scum parade, I'm Carl and Vinnie show.
Not to your liking? Well, then how about this one?
Watch out for the scum parade. Oh no, it's the scum parade. Look out for the scum parade, making Vinnie's day. His day.
And if you don't like that one, Mike, I don't know what to tell you, but I do have this.
Cause Vinny's a creep and Carl's a weirdo. I'm not kidding around, they're both degenerate psychopaths with no business in a civilized society. And they're gonna take you on a scum parade.
Hola, creepos! Welcome to a Vinnie Paulino-less creep-off, episode 201. I'm Carl Hamburger, and with me today is my buddy, Blind Mike Geary. What's up, Mike?
Hello, creeps. Glad to be here. Twice in 3 weeks, by the way. I must be a fan favorite.
Seriously? And you're doing subreddit surfing tonight?
I get to really live the life of Paulino. It's an exciting feeling.
When are you going to start banging his wife, I wonder?
That's next week.
Okay, cool. So we wanted to have Jess, our results girl, on. I reached out to her. She has a new job.
Really?
She's stuck at her job for some reason.
That's disappointing.
It is.
You would
It is
think you could
disappointing.
throw your life away and become a creep-off review girl.
You would think so. I guess we're not there yet.
It's disappointing.
Guess we haven't made it there. Mike, I got to ask you a question before we start the show. And I'll back up, talk about what we're going to do today. Vinny has curated 8 stories for us for our little scum parade. Those are always fun, so we'll go through those. And then I have the latest letter I got from Matt Lewinsky, the podcast hitman. If you don't know who Matt Lewinsky is, Matt Lewinsky was a big fan of WATP and the Creep Off. He used to, he actually came on WATP once or twice, and he would constantly send us information about Patrick Michael and different podcasts. And then he killed his girlfriend and left her in his basement for 7 months.
We all make mistakes.
That's why pencils have erasers.
That's right.
So Podcast Hitman, from time to time, sends us notes from prison, and I have the latest one here that I'll read to you. I don't know if I want to do that early or late in the show, but the other thing that I want to do with you today, well, I have an exclusive video from Atlantic City from yesterday, from Super Bowl Sunday.
All
I
right.
think it's exclusive. I don't think it's been shown anywhere yet. I got it direct from the source. Hope he's not too upset that I'm going to play it. But we'll get to that. I wanted to start, though, with, I'm sure you watched, or whatever you people do, the Super Bowl yesterday.
Yeah. I've heard of it.
Okay. There was something that jumped out at me when I was viewing the game, and I wanted to get your take on this.
All right.
This is a commercial that ran.
Oh, I suspect I know what this is.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, but I'm really interested on what you think about
Okay.
this commercial.
For many people with blindness or low vision, there hasn't always been an easy way to capture daily life.
One face cropped. Move your phone down. One face in frame. Hold for photo.
Dinner for one. Hello.
One face and one head in frame.
Look who's here.
Two faces in frame.
So basically what we're seeing here is it's very difficult to make out what the person is seeing. They're putting all the whatever on the video screen, so you can't really see very well. But this guy just needs to take selfies really badly. He's bad at selfies, but he needs to take them. He can't live a life without taking selfies. And thank God Google is here
It's
to
what
help
we're
him-
known best for, really.
Yes.
We,
Why
lo-
people
we
love
love
selfies.
taking selfies. We can't admit to ourselves that we're not good at it.
Hold on. All right, let's get to the exciting conclusion. I gotta say that overall, and I'm not gonna get into a whole Super Bowl commercial talk with you right now, but overall, a lot of these commercials try to cram way too much shit into 30 or 60 seconds. Like they
Think
try to
so?
be
Hey, it's Ben Affleck. Hey, it's Matt Damon. Look at him.
Jesus
Tom Brady.
Christ. It's like by the time we get to Act 3, I'm like, what are we even talking about anymore? I don't even know. But this commercial moves very slowly. It's like, okay, yeah, we get it. I don't know why it needed to be this long. But anyway.
Good morning.
Two faces.
First day in the new place.
Two faces. Two faces. Two faces in frame. Three faces in frame.
We
Hold
got
for
it.
photo.
Capture life, no matter how you experience it. Guided frame, only on Google Pixel.
All right. So I was offended for you, Mike, on this
Thank
commercial,
you.
but I want to get your take on it before I speak for your community.
Well, I will say this. I give him credit because no one markets to us. No one markets
true.
to the blind because it seems like a big waste of time. Are there that many blind photographers? Like, who are they trying to corner here?
All right, you brought up something I didn't even think of it, and I should have. I've been out of marketing too long. This is a commercial that reaches the most possible people. It's not well targeted.
Right.
It's just like 150 million homes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, you would think this is pretty niche what they're trying to promote here, this one feature on this product.
And it doesn't say, it just says, hey, two faces in frame. It's not like, you look super hot right now. It's like, I still might not be looking at the camera, you assholes.
That's a good point. It's really not that impressive, the technology that they're showing us here.
No, it's like, yeah, you might have a bad photo, but you're in it. Good news.
Well, also, at one point, he's at a football game and taking selfies. Like, it could be like the person next to him and him instead of him and his girlfriend. It's just two people. Like, all right, cool.
Innovation died with Steve Jobs. I know it's a different company, but I'm just saying,
You're right.
these smartphone companies have not innovated in the last 15 years.
Now, if you take a photo of the formation and it tells you what play they're going to run, that would be a phone I would invest in.
Yes.
That would make more
Patriots would use
sense.
it. Yeah.
The cheating Patriots would certainly use that. I want to thank Daniel Poinsett for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much, Daniel. And Two-Face Lying Bastard $2. Bob, tell Blind Mike it's Super Chat Mind.
What does that mean?
Bob, tell Blind Mike it's Super Chat Mind.
Okay. Super Chat Monday, maybe?
Oh, maybe. Let's see. He comes back and says, did not proofread. I'll see myself out. Okay. It is Super Chat Monday. Thank you for reminding me, Two-Face Lying Bastard. Chad's missing upper lip says, is Carl a Craigophile? I am not, and I will not wear that t-shirt.
I think you should. I think everyone should adopt those shirts. I'll give them out for free. You don't have to buy them.
Unbelievable. All right. So let's get into this exclusive content I have. What happened was, and I heard Tukey explaining this on a stream, is that Rocco went down and introduced himself to Stuttering John.
Yeah.
And, John shook his hand. And then John said, hey, let's get a photo. And John thought he was being all clever. He's going to dox Rocco. I finally have a photo of Tukey. I'm going to get it out to everyone.
That'll change everything.
Definitely. That'll shut that puppet up.
Yeah.
Never talk again. So Rocco goes, all right, cool, man. Yeah. And then afterwards he goes, well, let me get a selfie too.
Sure.
And so he pulls up his phone. John doesn't realize that he's actually video. He's filming this or whatever you call it these days. I get yelled at for saying filming. So there's no film involved. I get it. But he's videotaping this. And, John was known for asking the celebrities the penetrating questions that would sometimes get to them. Yes. It's what he's most famous for. And I have to say that Rocco out Stuttering John with this one.
Has your son ever queefed in your face?
Brilliant. Has your son ever queefed in your face? Is the question.
This is bullshit. Just like fucking Robert Smigel and Sacha Baron Cohen, Tukey is ripping off John. I don't care for it.
That was fan-fucking-tastic, and props to my buddy Rocco for thinking of that.
Yeah. Well, the good news is I heard John took it all in stride and said, "Hey, these are just words, and no skin off my back."
So apparently, and Tukey could tell the full story, but from what I heard, John laughed at first and then realized he should be angry and then got very upset.
Yes. Yeah.
From what I know about this weekend, I know a few things. It's mostly John walking around telling people to apologize to him for talking about his kids. As if that's going to fix anything in anyone's life.
What a weekend.
What a fucking weird thing to do. Walk around telling adults to apologize to you.
And Andy's having a great time. Like, it seemed like John was having fun. So, like, fun to him is walking around a casino, having a few 50-year-olds recognize you, and then tattle on people for trashing your kids.
Yes, he had a great time. He also had 25 beers, I think, Saturday night. I think it was the number that he said.
Did you see his mom scold him for that?
Oh, dude, that was incredible. He pulls up his mom's chat from Facebook. She's watching on Facebook. It's not a super chat or anything. He just pulls it up and it says, "John, you got to stop. You're killing yourself." And he's like, "What? What are you talking about, Mom? What are you?" Oh,
is this really you?
And then he goes, "Oh,
Have the trolls gotten to you?"
He goes, "Oh, you mean the drinking?" I don't drink that much, Ma.
This is a special occasion. It was a weekend.
Oh, it really is unbelievable. But yes, he had a blast. And it seems like a lot of people had fun in Atlantic City this past weekend. Some people are saying the Dabbleverse has now officially jumped the shark. Could be true. That was a shit show. Sometimes a shit show.
Well, how does John recover from it now? Because his only enemies now would be you and Shuley. He's gotten rid of everyone else. He's best friends with Kevin Brennan.
Sure.
Him and Melton are like, they've talked it out. I guess Melton's still an enemy, but like John said his piece to Melton, right? Like, who's left?
Well, the funny thing about Stuttering John that you're going to realize is that he tends to go back on these alliances. They don't last very long in this world. No, I know a thing or two about Stutchow.
You're crazy. Him and Kevin are friends for life.
Until he crosses me. Oh my God, he was pissed at Vince the Warrior. He wanted to get him disbarred. He wanted to ruin his life on Friday morning, and then by Friday afternoon, they're blowing a hotel room and chumming it up.
I want to see how much I can. I want to see how much I can get from him.
Allegedly, I know he acts like he's trolling Vince. Yeah. You're the puppet master, John, for sure. Hugh SA $5 says, "Hey, Carl, I know you never read Super Chats on WATS, but can you please read this one?" Yes, on the Creep Off, I do read Super Chats. Kind of weird, right, Mike?
Seems unfair. Yeah.
You're not used to that.
No, I don't like that.
Next Picks, $7 says, "Way better way to commemorate Black History Month than by sending a few bucks to a couple of the whitest guys in existence. What better way?" Yes, correct. We are the whitest men in existence. And go.
That's why you guys have been having me on Black History Month.
That's right.
I keep getting invited back.
And then John's Neglected Cat gifted 5. Who are these podcast memberships? Thank you, John's Neglected Cat, for that. Much appreciated. All right. What do we want to do first? You want to read this letter?
I'm very intrigued by it. I don't know if that's maybe you want to save it for the end, but either way, I'm cool because I'm excited for it.
All right, we'll save it for the end. Let's do some stories. Let's get into the scum parade here.
All right.
And we're going to start off with a story. I believe Gangrenously posted this in the Discord that we have an update on one of the stories that I actually brought to the show a couple months ago. These parents let their child who became paralyzed sit on a couch for over a decade in its own fecal matter.
They're paralyzed. What are they supposed to get up and move around? That's what they do.
And died on this couch. They called authorities and they finally came over to the house, and the girl had been dead for days. Was melted into the couch.
You know when you're in like your kitchen and you're like, what is that smell? I can't pinpoint it.
So here's an update on that. The Louisiana parents whose daughter's body was found melted into a maggot-ridden couch have pleaded no contest to manslaughter, with prosecutors seeking 40 years behind bars for the horrific neglect. Sheila and Clay Fletcher were initially arrested January 2022 after the 36-year-old daughter, Lacey, was discovered dead in a waste-filled crater in the family's couch covered in urine and feces. If the maggots didn't get you, how about that urine and feces? Does that get to you?
Well, the crater in the couch is what I'm most intrigued by. If that's just maybe like the writer trying to use some imagery there, or is that like the legal term is that this person created a crater in the couch?
No, there's a photo of it. In fact, I'll pull it up on the screen for the people who are watching the show right now. There is a crater in this couch. It is disgusting. Like she melted into it and took away all of the whatever foam and cushioning they had.
It's a pretty cool science project.
It took 12 years. So she said there were 12 years and weighed less than 100 pounds. So wait, what do you have to do? Do you have to like weigh her with the couch and then weigh the couch to figure out how much she weighed, subtract it?
They're like, well, we also put baking soda in a volcano, but it wasn't yielding the results we wanted.
The parents who face second-degree murder charges pleaded no contest Monday to reduce charges of manslaughter. Prosecutors will request a maximum sentence of 40 years behind bars. The sentencing will take place on March 20th. The Fletchers are pleading no contest to the new charges. They had no choice. This is an open and shut case. They allowed their daughter to suffer unbearably in that couch, said some guy. We want this case to be a message. We want it to stand for the people who can't speak for themselves, to say this treatment will not be tolerated. Yeah, so the next parents who want to leave their paralyzed kid on the couch for 12 years will think twice about it. What the fuck? What kind of message are you sending? Everyone knows this is ridiculous.
You've had it too good for too long.
Yeah, right.
You've been living on Easy Street, and finally we're striking back.
They were negligent, yes. It is clear they were negligent. They loved her to death. And that is the true statement with the Fletchers. They loved their daughter to death. Everyone's getting lines in on this fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Is that the attorney like trying to be cute?
Yes, I think so. And they're like, "Oh, you're with the New York Post? Yeah, I got a statement for you."
Loved her to death. They loved her to a crater filled with fecal matter and
It's like
urine.
Everyone's watching CSI. They all think they have to be that witty guy on the scene, fucking saying just the right line or something.
Right.
When you look back at it, you wonder why. How could this happen? It did happen. But at no point did Sheila or Clay Fletcher ever have a single intent to harm their daughter. They loved their daughter to a fault.
Yeah.
They are completely remorseful. Their life revolved around Lacey Fletcher. They lived for Lacey Fletcher. Though that's not true.
Sure it is. Carl, let me present this to you. You're going about your day in your home. Yeah. And on that green felt pool table, there's a body covered in fecal matter and urine.
And maggots, yeah.
That affects your day. Like, that's a lot to get around, to literally work around throughout your day. It did consume their lives, I imagine.
Well, in the example that you just gave, I'll tell you, before the Super Bowl last night, yes. I was down here with Trucker Andy and producer Chris, and we were playing some pool. Ooh. And could you imagine if there was a dead, decaying body on the table? I'd be like, guys, pool's out tonight. I'm sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like to their detriment, they lived like this. It was not for the glamour.
Well, okay. I'll give you that. That makes sense. Anyway, I'm happy to hear that because originally like, the charges were dropped or something. I remember reading some crazy story. So thankfully, those people will be going behind bars for a long time.
Yeah, too long, I say.
Yeah, you don't think that
Let him
fits
free.
the crime? They should just have to live on that couch. That should be the punishment. You can't redecorate. Now watch a movie, assholes.
Originally, when I read this, I was like, I saw the age. I just missed that she was paralyzed, I guess.
Yeah.
And they said the age 36, and I was like, should have just gotten up. I don't get why the And then I went back and reread. Thank God.
Well, the crazy thing is that when this first happened, when the girl first sat down and couldn't move, they could have easily had caregivers come in and try to give her physical therapy or whatever it was going to take.
Yeah, well,
to get her to move. But
they lacked one of the words in that title. I don't think they cared too much.
I don't think they cared that much. It's one of those things you put it off a day, you put it off another day. After a week, you're like, wow, I mean, I'm not going to get to it now, obviously.
Right.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. It's like doing your taxes.
Right. All right, next story. Homeless man stole dummies from babies' mouths and used them to soothe himself. Homeless man Josh Gilder has been jailed for 14 months after a court heard how he stole dummies from babies' mouths before using them in a tent to soothe himself. So
I have a question.
Yes.
This is written, I assume, UK, maybe? This article
Correct.
is out
This
of?
is the UK, yes.
They use dummies, and there's another word they use. Is it pacifiers? Because that's what I was imagining.
It is.
Okay.
It is pacifiers. So it says, a homeless man who stole dummies from babies' mouths did so to soothe himself. He was jailed 14 months. He would then sit in a tent and use the soothers himself. Yeah, that was the other word they used, soothers.
Right.
An earlier hearing was told Gilder had never been weaned from dummies and had been living in a tent. His representatives told the court he would soothe himself with the items. Now, I have to say, first off, homeless people in the UK are almost endearing compared to what we deal with here in the US.
Well, especially if they have cute little binkies in their mouth.
That's what I mean. I'm like, oh, look at this little guy. You gonna go back in your tent now? Aw.
Coochie coo.
But also, I gotta think that of all the things this guy could suck on when he comes up to a baby, this is the least offensive, right?
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like, we can get another binky. That's not a problem.
Yeah, it is an adorable crime this man is committing, I suppose.
It certainly
He's
is.
stealing teddy bears and mobiles.
Yeah, I don't know how this made the scum parade. I actually think this guy's great.
Yeah.
I'm going to argue with Vinnie for sending this one to us. All right. That story goes on, but I'm not Vinnie. I'm not going to sit here and read every word of a stupid story. We get the point. Right?
I like it. I like to learn. I think there's a lot of depth to the man that is homeless and stealing pacifiers.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we need to examine this a little bit more.
Let's build the narrative.
All right, next story, also out of the UK, says terrifying photo shows wide-eyed perv caught masturbating outside mum's home.
Jacking it, jack. Spanking it, jacking it, spanking it, smack. I don't need no shirt, no. Gonna take them pants right off. He's about to jack it. On such a bright day, who needs underwear or socks? Jacket, been around God's country.
So they show this picture of this guy. I have it up on the screen right now. A wide-eyed pervert was caught masturbating outside of a mother's window with terrifying photos showing him caught in the act. Scott Bailey's masturbating rampage occurred across Sutton in March last year when he exposed himself to 3 women in the area. Bailey was already on bail for touching himself outside a teenager's bedroom 2 months prior. So this woman, this mother, captured this on a camera and decided to share it for the safety of women and girls. Now, I just want to point out that when you see this guy, you're already scared. I don't need to see the photo of him on social media to know that this is going to be a problem. This guy jerking off looking at my window.
It's not Ryan Gosling.
Right. It's not an otherwise charming man that you want to go out for pizza.
He's a swell fella. If he could just stop masturbating in my window.
The incident happened nearly a year ago, but I still worry in my home about keeping windows and curtains open. I also have 2 young daughters who also witnessed this. Gosh, that's a weird way to have to talk to your kids about masturbating.
Well, I like just in the title the way they phrase it, wide-eyed, which I assume is like a physical description. But I like to think of it as they were saying, like, this guy was really optimistic. Like he was just looking for love in all these windows.
Right,
and wide-eyed optimist.
I gotta say, so he's going around trying to find hot chicks taking their clothes off so he can jerk off. I've never been happier to be an ugly guy than I am right now. I don't have to worry about this. I leave all my curtains open. No one gives a fuck. No one's trying to get a glimpse.
Carl and this guy lock eyes. They're both just jerking off.
Yeah,
opposite sides of the window.
I creep him out. I gotta get the fuck out of here. This guy's a weirdo. Bailey was spotted touching himself in a neighborhood around 7:40 p.m. on January 8th, 2023. He was identified from doorbell footage, then arrested a month later on February 22nd. He was charged with outraging public decency and was remanded ahead of his first hearing. When he denied the offense, a trial was set and he was released on bail. But 2 days after his release, he struck again by masturbating outside a woman's ground floor bedroom window. This time, the victim was naked and about to sleep when she heard someone try to open the door. She went to the door, saw Bailey with his penis exposed and masturbating, which he continued doing for around 10 seconds. I could go 15. I don't want to brag, but I go 15, 17
The woman's
sometimes.
timing him. She's like, all right, I better not get down to 1, 10, 9.
Yeah, right. 2 days later, he struck again, flashing 2 victims within a 3-hour window. The first was a jogger who saw Bailey with his tracksuit buttons down and his penis exposed. The pervert stared at her and called out to her, but she couldn't hear him through her headphones. Around 2 hours later, Bailey appeared outside the window of a mom of 2 who was about to get dressed. She saw the window had been opened and Bailey was outside with his trousers down and penis exposed. She told him to fuck off, and he said, "I was not stealing anything. I'm just being a perv."
Oh, he's honest. That's nice.
So he was arrested for a second time on March 23rd and remanded into custody.
Something very subtle in there. You mentioned he unbuttoned. I'm surprised this man would restrict himself with buttons.
Right. I think drawstring would be like the
Absolutely. Yeah. It seemed
right.
like a track pant kind of guy.
You want to get to this quickly, right?
Yeah.
So I think some perverts have long careers as perverts. I think we could probably name, a few off the top of our heads. But this guy's got to go into the Hall of Fame just for this one season. It's that good of a season of being a pervert.
Well, now here's what's interesting to me is when I was on with Vinnie a couple weeks ago, there was also a story about a man masturbating in windows. So I think that history will show these guys, like, people used to be, persecuted for this, but now, like, we all at Thanksgiving, we all go to local windows and jerk off. Like, I think it could become a thing,
become a
as
tradition.
years go by. Yeah,
right. And it's like it's tied to a religion or something. You're just like, oh, that's the Mormons. They do that. That's the town we live in. What are you gonna do? The Mechanical Ape says, "Frost them tips." Yes, the appointment will be made. The tips will be frosted.
Well, speaking of dragging your feet, I feel like we've been talking about this for months.
I know. I'm not good with settling debts. Apparently, according to some people. Hamad says, love the show. Love you both from Saudi Arabia. And he gave us 40 somethings.
Oh, wow.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the oil money
Yes.
you've bestowed upon us.
Go live.
Much appreciated. All right, let's go down to Brazil.
Yeah, this is where I think they started to get more. I'm saying this after we watched a paralyzed girl die in a couch. This is where they started to get troubling for me.
Yeah, so what Vinny does, he does a brilliant job of this, is these stories get crazier and crazier as we go. Things seem to escalate as we go. It says, Brazilian man 39 took selfie lying down next to his wife's corpse and sent it to her family after killing her.
Now, with that Google commercial, when I kill my girlfriend, I'll be able to tell if I'm in the frame.
Only one eye of corpse is shown. A Brazilian man is under arrest after he allegedly murdered his wife and then took a selfie with the corpse and sent it to her friends and family. Jose Torres, 39, stabbed Danielle Vieira, 34, at their home in the northeastern city of whatever. Torres snapped a photo of him next to her and texted to the family. He attempted to take his own life by stabbing himself, but paramedics rushed him to the hospital and he will recover.
Oh, good. Yeah, don't beat yourself up, buddy. You just took a nice photograph. Why would you? Do we know how he's looking in the picture? Because I picture it like, hi, look what I just did.
Well, I have it pulled up right here, and I don't think I describe it as hi, but I do think
more dour.
He's proud of himself.
Okay, good.
That's for sure. And then there's a photo of the girl that he murdered. She's pretty hot. I mean, I did say Brazil, so that's not a huge surprise. But there should be a larger sentence. Right, if you kill a 10, shouldn't you go to prison longer than if you kill a 2?
Well, that's probably fair. Then we're starting to get, there's a field day on the uglies out there, and we need them as well.
Oh, field day on the uglies, yeah. So this is a win-win is what you're saying. Yeah, okay.
I suppose, yeah.
I'm calling this episode a field day on the uglies. All right, so it says that one of the messages that she sent to her family said, help me, he wants to kill me. However, her desperate cry for assistance went unanswered because the godmother of her son was sleeping. Again with this? Jesus Christ, attention whore over here.
The family replied, pics or it didn't happen. And this guy was like, no, I'm telling you.
She leaves behind a 16-year-old son. And Torres remained hospitalized and will be taken to the local police station once he is medically cleared by doctors. And then they always have to go into another thing like this happened too, since you're into this salacious shit. Read this story. Like, okay. I have to say, of all the ways of killing yourself, stabbing would be one of the more difficult ways, right?
Yeah, for sure, I would think.
I mean, you could slit your wrist or something, but it says he attempted to stab himself.
That's a strange mentality, because to me, a guy that's taking a picture and texting it to the family and everything, that's a guy who's proud of his achievement. It's not a guy that's like, oh no, I'm going to kill myself,
Right. I know that's a good point. He obviously was rubbing it in. He was on his victory tour.
He was excited. Yeah. Believe in yourself, buddy. Keep that confidence.
There'll be other girls to stab to death. Come on, buddy.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you bet. Carl says this lady's hot, so obviously you do well with the women,
Girls do like a psychopath.
It's true.
Dang Lizard with €2 says stealing pacifier makes you a convicted Craigophile. That could be true.
Yes. That's one of the... Craig read that story and was like, this guy's great.
I get
a new
this.
friend.
Yeah, finally someone I get. All right. This, like we said, things are getting worse. Let's head over to Utah. We're back in the States here. Mother of severely disabled Utah woman 31 who cannot talk and is the size of an 8-year-old catches daughter's stepdad raping her after setting up cameras in room to capture seizures.
It was a very wordy title.
Yeah, I know. That's just the headline of this.
It could have been more succinct, I think.
I know, but it does paint a picture. You got to give that.
Does, yeah.
A severely disabled woman from Utah was repeatedly raped by her stepfather, and her mother only found out after installing cameras in the bedroom to monitor her seizures. Brian Urban, 51, pled guilty on 5 felony charges after raping his 31-year-old disabled stepdaughter, Ashley Vigil. The 31-year-old woman has a rare disorder known as Rett syndrome, a genetic mutation that affects brain development in girls that affects fewer than 1,000 people in the United States. She's grown to about the size of an 8-year-old girl. She's unable to communicate, Ashley's mother says. Her seizures had suddenly increased. Paula takes care of Ashley full-time and has identified her as the victim in this case in an effort to help pass Ashley's Law, which she believes will help protect vulnerable adults in the same way that children and elderly people are protected by laws. Well, I mean, it's illegal to rape disabled people. It's illegal to rape. I love when they're just like, we need laws for this. Like, no, there's laws.
They say something in there where it's like, there's no standard, there's no precedent set for adults in this situation.
Yeah, it's like, no, there certainly is.
You could just rape adults in Utah?
We gotta make this illegal.
That's a good travel commercial. It's like, come on to Utah, have at it.
I was it on WATP or one of these stupid shows I do? I was talking about how it was the greatest advertisement for UCLA ever. Oh, yeah, it was WATP. It was that OnlyFans girl. She goes, yeah, I go off to UCLA for pre-med, and all my classmates are hot and go to sex parties. So there I am just going to these sex parties, all these hot co-eds. I'm like, Jesus Christ, how is UCLA not running this 3 times a day on every station? It should be the Super Bowl commercial.
And that's exactly like rape being legal in Utah.
Whoops. That's not what I meant. All right. This is a picture of Brian, and I just want to show everyone the 31-year-old woman that he was raping. This is not good. This is one of those things, I think, Mike, you and I have talked about this. Mm-hmm. The girl who's in her 20s, but looks like she's 8.
Oh, yes. Shauna Ray, the great Shauna Ray. Yeah.
This is a similar thing where it's like, if you're attracted to someone who looks like they're 8, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I don't care that they're 31.
That's Craig's ultimate like conflict. Is he says if I go to Utah, I can rape adults, but like what fun is that really? So he has to find someone that looks like they're 8.
Poor Craigers. Just can't catch a break that one. So I'm showing a photo of this 31-year-old woman strapped into her wheelchair, and I mean, listen, I hate to say this to a victim, but not an attractive person. That's just, I'm sorry, I gotta call it like I see it.
Higher, you're saying?
So anyway,
one thing I liked about the story though is it said, and I understand this is a legal term, but to me it's just funny whenever they say he pled no contest, as if he was like, guys, you got me. I can't compete at this level. I was raping this retard, no contest.
This is my favorite paragraph in here is, in her condition, Ashley can't move. He had to completely undress her, move her to the couch, and take her diaper off to do what he did.
Oh.
Then he had to dress her and put her back in bed so I wouldn't know. Anytime you have to take a diaper off to rape someone, it's a bad move.
And then put it back on, no less.
Yeah. Hey, you changed Ashley's diaper. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. I don't mind helping out around the house. You have so much going on.
A lot of husbands never change a diaper in their life, but
oh boy. So that's horrific.
Ooh. Yeah, I do have to say, I was thinking this as I was reading the email you sent me.
Yeah.
Like, the people that watch this program should give these boys credit because if you're just reading it, you're like, what possible humor is there here? and yet every week they manage to do it with these stories.
I want to remind everyone, this was Vinny's idea. This entire show was Vinny's idea. He presented it to me. I said, Vinny, this is terrible. This is a horrific idea. Then he blackmailed me. And here we are. All right, let's head over to Zimbabwe. What bad could be happening there? It says, horrific incident, mentally challenged man sets hut on fire, throws boy 5 years old inside.
It's just, boy, the retards are really taking it on the chin here. My disabled brother, sir.
They're living in Zimbabwe. So I got to imagine other 5-year-old kids are jealous of this kid who got to burn alive at this fire.
Oh, come on.
Probably a better way to go. All right. In a distressing turn of events, a mentally ill man from Zimbabwe went on a rampage, setting a grass-thatched hut ablaze and tragically throwing a young boy into the inferno. The incident, which occurred last Tuesday, resulted in the child succumbing to severe burns. Confirming the incident, the police spokesperson provided details of the horrifying event. The suspect, identified as Trust Mizara, a 58-year-old resident of the village, went to this homestead. There were 3 children aged 9, 7, and 5 playing inside. He then set fire to the grass-thatched hut and attempted to force all 3 minors inside while the other 2 children managed to escape. The youngest, a 5-year-old, fell victim to the suspect's horrifying actions. Eyewitnesses reported that Mazara, who was known to be mentally challenged, entered the hut with a burning log from a fireplace, ignited the structure, and quickly exited. Well, he wasn't that mentally ill. He knew to get out of there.
I like that phrasing. He's known to be mentally challenged. Like he's been whispering it around town.
Well, there's some asshole going, I told you guys. I've been saying this all along. I knew this was going to happen.
He's a little off, that guy.
Yeah, right. And then it says, he then ordered the children to enter the burning hut, but only the youngest child remained. The suspect grabbed the boy and callously threw him into the raging flames. See, this is why the mentally ill in this country don't have huts. They have tents. Right. You can't set a tent on fire and kill a bunch of people with it.
I just like imagining Vinny reading this story and then being like, oh, I'll save this. This will be how the boys go out on a high note. They'll have some big laughs with this one. I'll save this for last.
What kind of ghoulish grin does Vinny have when he's reading these stories for the first time?
Rubbing his hands together.
He loves it.
And then he throws the 5-year-old into the flames.
Carl, if you don't know what a 5-year-old looks like, I have some stock photos here of 5-year-olds. Thanks,
Imagine
Vinny.
the life being sucked out of this one.
Their flesh is so soft and flammable. It's amazing. All right, let's head over to Russia. Wow, this is wild.
Oh, I forgot about this one. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Me too, until I just pulled it up now. Says, mom shares bed with husband's corpse for 4 years and tells kids to keep mouths shut.
And apparently they didn't, little tattletales.
Is that how they found out? I mean, they kept it a secret for a while, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true, yeah.
I got to pull this image up on the screen for everybody. So it says that Svetlana, 50 years old, slept in the same bed as her mummified dead husband, Vladimir.
It's kind of sweet in a way, you know? You could definitely spin a rom-com out of this or something.
Why just a weekend at Bernie's? Why not 4 years? The woman named Svetlana, 50, kept her spouse Vladimir's corpse in the bed and warned her children not to tell anyone or they'd be sent to an orphanage. Well, that's probably true. Vladimir, 49, died under mysterious circumstances in their large detached house 4 years ago, reports suggest. The woman wrapped the body of her deceased husband in a blanket and took her into her room. She then told her children who witnessed the family drama to keep quiet. There's another photo of this horrifying thing. Social workers discovered the mummified father when they visited to check on the family, which includes 2 girls aged 17 and 8 and twin boys aged 11. On previous visits, they hadn't noticed the mummified remains. According to a source, they had performed ritual ceremonies with the mummified remains in the family's 6-bedroom house. Ooh, someone's doing well. 6-bedroom house.
No wonder. You can waste a room on a terrible rotting corpse smell.
That's true, right.
In that sort of palatial estate.
Both she and her late husband had previously been involved in occult rituals. She did not want to lose him. She hoped that the day would come when he would wake up, said an informer. I want him to be close so we can see each other, Svetlana allegedly told this source. she's a real winner, this one. So she thought he was just going to snap out of it.
Wake up.
He'll come around. He'll come around.
I do like, it feels very wholesome that this woman who's like threatening the kids, don't tell anyone about this. It's really the same punishment. Like, if you don't clean your room, I'll send you to the orphanage. It's like an old timey way of living, yet there's a corpse rotting in their house.
Yeah. It's kind of like, is it Flowers in the Attic? Is that the name of that book?
I don't know that one.
Well, in that one, though, they keep the kids locked away. Anyway, an Egyptian cross was discovered at the feet of the mummified remains in a house, wherever that is. The house was filled with various occult items like tarot cards, amulets, skulls, and numerous images of Anubis, the ancient Egyptian god of the dead.
Like, I like that they're just accusing like basic bitches now. Like, they're like,
this
crystals. Freak had tarot cards.
She had a Ouija board. She was up to all sorts of shit.
If you think the rotting corpse was bad, get this.
I know. Right. No, you had me at the rotting corpse. It's fine. All right. The woman has been detained and is currently undergoing psychiatric tests as investigators work on the bizarre case. Hey, guess what, guys? She's crazy. Just crack the case.
We're going to need to test you. It seems like there may be something wrong here.
All right, we got one more fun story, and then we have the Matthew Lewinsky letter. And I'll tease this. He sent multiple letters addressed to multiple people. So I'm just going to read the one to me, but there will be other things that we can check out.
Oh, great.
In the near future, all right, check out this New York Post headline. It says, sex noises from San Diego massage parlor interrupt church services, lead to prostitution bust.
Well, yeah, this one I didn't, maybe you'll have to explain it to me. I didn't find it as, it didn't fit with the rest of the theme of the day to me.
Yeah, you know what? I was building Vinnie up too much with his prep, because you're right. This one should have been buried probably somewhere in the beginning.
Yeah.
It says, lurid sex noises echoing out of a San Diego massage parlor and into a nearby church reportedly spurred a police investigation that led to 4 arrests and a bust of the alleged brothel. So here's the moral of the story before I get any further into it. Sex workers, you don't have to fake orgasms. Trust me, the guy doesn't care, and all you're going to do is get everyone busted.
That's a good point, but I do kind of like it. Like, if I'm paying for sex, I want to think that I'm really giving it my all, you know? Like, oh, she's kind of enjoying this on some level. It's not just for the money, you know?
Oh my God, you just reminded me of another thing that we found out about in Atlantic City, that Stuttering John got real horny one night and asked Vince to buy him an escort.
Well, it's probably after he saw Keanu in those tight pants.
Good point.
Oh, those tight pants she was wearing.
Oh, God. What a creep. But I don't know if he actually got an escort or not. Does anyone in the chat know what happened with that?
Yeah, please. That could be on the next week's Creep Off.
Right, yeah. We will interview her. So you say you quit sex work immediately after that, huh?
You got your life together. That's
yeah,
inspiring.
she's now a bank teller. Voltaire325 says, Bedabbler just posted the most amazing SJ video. Is it the one that we played earlier?
And maybe there's more to it if you post the whole thing.
But Voltaire might be new here. Was it this one?
Has your son ever queefed in your face?
Gotta love Rocco. Guy rules. Let's see. I'm looking at the chat. No, I'm looking at the chat because I'm asking a lot of questions. Voltaire says, "Sorry, I joined late." Okay, I guess that wasn't exclusive then. And then Vince's wife is a ghoul. No, that was Hitman Dan's wife that we saw.
Oh yes, Dawn.
Yes,
she seemed like a real treat.
She was getting hammered pretty hard. John Shore, such Joe with an escort. Haha. Hold me like Susanna. Oh my God. Yeah, he probably wants to cuddle afterwards. Where are you going?
All right, call yourself Susanna, and I'm going to fuck you over the sink and give you an orgasm, and then over here on the bed.
Can we start with a GoFundMe to have the hooker's new warts removed? Yeah, no shit. Poor woman. Should deserve that. Dang Lizard for €5 says, do you feel insulted by Vinny focusing on stories about mental disability? Maybe he wants to tell you something. You couldn't beat SJ in an IQ test. That's a good point.
You don't mean me, certainly.
That's a good point. No escort, but Vince put on a wig and serviced him. It was the long con, he said, but worth it. Nice.
Yeah.
That means Cedric John's gay. That's what that means.
Gotcha, John. I ain't gay.
All right. I'm just looking through I was John's escort. Oh, Ape Shit Media was John's escort. He paid me $300 and spent the whole hour telling me how much he earned on Super Chats that morning. Could you imagine? Oh, that was the other crazy thing. I'm sorry. I don't mean to get sidetracked. We're doing the creep off right now. But I heard on Melton and Tukey show the audio from John's Uber ride from the Borgata to the comedy club.
Tukey was telling me about that yesterday. Yeah.
He was telling it sounded exactly like an episode of the Cedric John podcast. He was telling his entire life story. And then the trolls got me kicked out. And then lady came on. And then I was teaching. And then it was crazy.
And the only reason I said I wasn't a substitute was to protect the children.
Yeah, right. He was like going through all of that shit with people who were strangers to him. He didn't know them at all.
That was my favorite part of probably of the whole weekend, is the idea that John was saying to security guards, he trashed my kids. You don't understand. Like he's going to explain to them in a 30-second interaction what all of this is.
But I liked your analysis of it, where in his mind, people were going to jump up from the slot machines they were playing at. Who's trashing whose kids? Let's get them. Like a big fucking mob justice is going to occur.
Come on, guys.
All right, back to the story. Lurid sex noises echoing out of a San Diego massage parlor and into a nearby church reportedly spurred a police investigation that led to 4 arrests and a bust of the alleged brothel. Now, I'm going to say this brothel got a little careless. You could set your own hours. Maybe not during church services, right? Maybe just be closed Sunday mornings or Wednesday evenings or whatever.
I suppose maybe we live in a world where they thought like religion is dead. You know,
who's even going to that place?
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, do you mind if we use your parking lot? Talking to the church. Cops said
we're doing a thing here too.
Cops said last week they fielded numerous complaints from businesses and residents perched near the Ocean Spa massage parlor, which ranged from reports about the aforementioned noises to locals seeing people having sex in cars.
Wow.
It's not how you're supposed to run a brothel. It's not about fucking in your car. You can do that anywhere. The department's vice unit began an extensive and thorough investigation. It involved more than 125 hours of work. Could you imagine the violation? Guys, I think we found a brothel we got to check out. Every cop's hand goes up. Yep, I'm on it. I got it,
Fine.
Sarge. I'll take care of this one. During the time, they documented at least 4 instances where employees offered cops sex. Now, what it doesn't say is whether they said yes or not. They also found nearly 1,300 online ads for sex at the parlor that were posted in the last 5 years. That's what I mean. These guys are just careless with this
That's
business.
a little sloppy. Yeah.
Yeah.
My Hitman operation, I don't send money to the Boston Globe for advertising.
Smart. Yeah, just put it on Google.
Yeah, right.
Eventually, 4 people were busted for prostitution as the city took legal action to shut the shady business down. The city attorney is also imposing more than $100,000 in civil penalties for reimbursement for legal costs. The owners of Ocean Spa have been masquerading as a legitimate business for far too long, said city attorney Mara Elliott.
Good. It's about time.
Ocean Spa is a sex shop, not a massage parlor. Okay, if you say so. Potato. And it has no place in our community or anywhere else. We look forward to holding these perpetrators accountable and to restoring peace in this complex. They act like it was they busted a gang with arms and shit. They took down a militia.
Yeah, it does feel like a story that, like, in the late 80s would have gotten a crazy reaction. But now we're just like, shut up, you ninnies. There was a little fucking going on. Who cares? You know?
Yeah. When I see a massage parlor where there isn't fucking going on, I'm like, what are they doing?
That's right.
What's the point?
Missed opportunity.
Yeah, like Bob Kraft is walking out like, this sucked.
Yeah.
City Police Chief David, whatever his name is, added last week that his department takes neighborhood complaints of this nature very seriously. Our vice unit's thorough investigation into the operation at businesses just like Ocean Spa brings peace and civility back to San Diego neighborhoods. They're really laying this out a little too thick, don't you think?
I'm most disappointed in Vinny that we've seen stories of like a retarded guy throwing a kid into a fireplace.
Yeah.
And, a paralyzed woman rotting in her couch. And then Vinny's like, and then some ladies were moaning really loud.
And a churchgoer heard it and didn't like it.
Titillated.
So then they called the police, and then the police got involved. Parts of Southern California have struggled mightily with prostitution for many years, although some locals say a 2022 law that repealed a ban on loitering with the intent to engage in prostitution has exacerbated the problem. Yeah, well, no shit. Right. There are no laws in California. I think that's why these guys are so proud of themselves. They actually did something for once. Everyone's getting away with anything they want to in Southern California.
Guys, good news. The cops are back to work.
So did you hear that? So they said there's a law that was repealed that had a ban on loitering with the intent to engage in prostitution. And proponents said the repeal would protect women and transgender adults from being targeted by cops. So a lady with a penis was harassed and we needed to get rid of laws? Okay.
No, yes, a lady with a penis is a good way of describing. No, it's a beautiful trans woman, Carl.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
understand what you're not getting about that.
While I agree with
So callous.
Gavin Newsom is now getting involved in this story. While I agree with the author's intent, and I am signing this legislation, we must be cautious about its implementation, Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said when he signed it. My administration will monitor crime and prosecution trends for any possible unintended consequence and will act to mitigate any such impacts. Okay, that's pretty funny.
Under my administration, all orgasms will be real. We'll vet them thoroughly.
All right. That's a ridiculous story right there. I can't believe that there's people.
And I was just in San Diego like a month ago. I should have checked this place out. I wish I knew.
You should have.
Yeah.
Do you think your lady friend would enjoy that?
For the purpose of investigation, this is work. I'm a reporter for the
point.
Creep Off.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. All right. Let me just get caught up real quick. Yeah, I think we're good. In that case, it's time to read the letter from Matthew Lewinsky, Podcast Hitman.
When's the last time he corresponded with you?
Oh, he'll tell us in this letter.
Oh, good.
Yes, he'll catch us up on all the goings-ons. So, this is dated December 9th, 2023. Now, like I said, there were other letters in this envelope, so I don't know if he sat on it, just waited to have other things, and then mailed it to me, or how that works. It says, Carl, you retarded ass motherfucker, what's up?
Jesus. Oh, all right.
It's been 29 months, and your ass is too chicken to write back. Why? You've had damn near exclusive access to a guy who's locked up, and you don't take advantage. We could have been making big money to get me through prison. Your loss, really.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's scolding
I see
me.
this. I think you may be on the list when he's a free man.
It says, so since I last wrote, roughly 6 months ago, I remember it was warm. Things continue here. I am smaller than ever, down about 220 pounds. I work out after lockdown lights out. I can't sleep, so I tire myself out. I got 4 decks of cards and created a mega workout. Arms, legs, books as weights. I went from no push-ups to knee push-ups to starting regular push-ups. If I wasn't 400 pounds in 2018, I'd probably be cut up. Well, this is a success story so far.
This is very inspirational. Yeah.
It is
Why aren't you writing this man back?
Hold on, we'll get to that, Mike.
All right.
I'm not here to be criticized by you, sir. I already got Podcast Hitman calling me out.
This guy seems perfect for you, Carl.
He says, I still read a lot, like 210 books so far. If only someone loaded my commissary, which is touchpaydirect.com, and he puts in their $400 max.
Lest you want to give more, Carl.
Yes, right. I can only give you 400. All right. The rules are rules. I get it. And so he says, unless someone loaded my commissary and sent me title, author, and paperback ISBNs for books like Rumors of My Demise, Jack Reacher, Amos Decker, Bourne, Sonny Randall, Ethic, Butterfly, or any, can't read that, Something Stone, Jeffrey Anchor, or Ken Follett paperback.
And easy for you to say, of course.
Oh, that's what I should send. What I really should send him is this book, Flashlight Fighting, by Phil Elmore. This is a book he might actually need.
He could use it to train, it seems like.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So he says, I've been in Edovo, a convict-based education program. I have 69 certificates. Whoa, 69. You don't even know what you just said.
Yeah, it's good to see that place hasn't buried his sense of humor.
Right. I have 69 certificates in 110 hours of learning, including culinary, prison reentry success, master classes on writing, yoga, gardening, and magic. Because why not? That's fun.
Sure.
Classes on magic.
Whimsical guy.
I make the bars disappear. I write a lot. Unsent letters, books, goals, and anything else to pass the time. I need people on the outside to help me get address and stamped envelopes off commissary. The end goal, he asks for money a lot, is really why he's writing this. The end goal is to allow your investment to generate more funds, and I can reconnect with people. I would ask you to find my profile or write a prisoner.com. Write a prisoner.com. But this alone is like pulling teeth. So no one's, he's trying to get people to send him money and write to him, and no one's doing it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, what Carl's trying to say, guys, is if you super chat right now, Carl will Venmo a guy who's going to send the money to this podcast hitman. So make sure you donate.
This is a worthy cause, obviously.
Yeah.
This is very important.
Mini iPad will be sent.
See, this is every time I read one of his letters, I feel bad, and I want to send him money and correspond with him, and then a day or two goes by and I forget.
Now, do you feel bad forgetting he murdered his girlfriend? Or mom, or whatever. Who did he murder?
No, it was his girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
It was his girlfriend. I do forget about that sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, next paragraph. I even have plans should my charges get reduced for re-entry. If I can get my novels together and published, I can put together a nice little stash to start out with post-prison plans. No one's doing a review podcast out of Rochester, New York, right? Ah, that's funny.
Wink, wink.
It says, as for my case, I expect to be here minimum till 2025. My court is unofficially pushed back until October of 2024, and I could be here until 2030. I am doing what I can to afford myself a world with no life associated with my name.
For murder?
Poor guy. So I feel like you're not feeling as bad about this as I am.
He's going to be out in like a year?
Oh, no. So he's in a holding place until he finally actually gets sentenced.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're so far backed up that he's supposed to finally get sentenced in October 2024, but he's saying it probably won't be till 2025, and he's also saying it might be till 2030.
I thought he was right on the cusp of getting out. I was like, that was a breeze.
I know, right? Feels like no time at all.
I could do that standing on my head.
I could do that sitting on a couch. All right. So he says, next paragraph. As for jail, I am very interested in Scrib and Grib pizza, calzone, half-pound burgers and fries, Bosco sticks, and chicken tenders that cost $12.50 and are mostly worth it. I also finished the only non-school class they offer, re-entry track, fast track, and CRP class. They all teach ways to deal with being a respectable, responsible citizen. Now it's down to Bible study, NA, AA, and drug use / sex ed classes to get me out of the unit.
Huh.
You got to take all that stuff? Yeah, that's weird.
Sex ed must be a fun class in there. I wonder what they teach him.
All right. Now, what does no mean, class? Everyone's like, yes. No. No means no.
She's not sure. You're getting a little closer.
She needs more convincing. That's terrible. Dang Lizard 5 says, Urban Dictionary has extended undercover cop work hours. They have to figure out the brothel's pricing model before the arrested show me the numbers. Yes. James Gartner, $5. Prison whimsy is fun. It sure is, isn't it?
I do like that. You know, the inside of a cell hasn't killed his spirit. That's fun.
Right. Well, he's very bored. So here's the rest of this here. It says, I'm surprised you never went to gettingout.com to put money on my account See, it gets very confusing. He keeps mentioning all these different websites and all these different things.
I love this guy's phrasing where he's like, I'm surprised you didn't go to this website, Carl, to donate me money. I'm not mad at you. I'm surprised by it.
I'm actually just disappointed, to be honest with you. My favorite
it took me by
podcaster.
surprise. It's fine. But
My third favorite podcaster gave me $300, and you've given me none. So I'm a little surprised, but
that'd be great if you found out like Mark Maron was donating to this guy.
all right, it says, I'm surprised you never went to gettingout.com to put money on my account and yours, and we could have texted each other. Those texts would have made a great book or fun little additions if I wrote a book off my daily journal. There are enough good stories here to make 2 or 3 books. So I
that's
would like to be...
original. A guy going to prison and thinking he can write a book. What a unique story.
I would like to be texting buddies, I think, with Matt Lewinsky. Maybe I need to figure that out.
Would you?
Yeah.
So, but that's constant correspondence. That's the thing.
Oh, I have a lot of people who text me all day long. I don't pay attention to it. It's fine.
All right.
I get it. What's one more? It's fine. And then it says, you could have set up free, you cheap bastard, video visits, icsvideovisits.com, and we could have podcasted. Playing me Patrick Michael clips, or maybe not that, or just talking bullshit for 30 minutes would have put a few bucks in my account, financed my profile on writeaprisoner.com. There's like
do you think these
7
are
different
paid-
websites.
You think these are paid ads he's doing
It
to you?
seems like it, doesn't it?
He's got a lot of plugs he's got to put in.
And then he says, by the way, where's all the WATP babe? 3 of them sexy pics. Right back, douche. Matt.
Oh, he's still in a world where like Vic is the review girl. He
well,
doesn't
no,
know
he
Andrew.
knows. He knows that Hannah, the sexy pics of Hannah out there, and then of course Annie. Everyone's seen the Annie nudes, so he knows. Did you? We did a halftime show on this channel yesterday during the game.
Yes.
Who are these broadcasters? And that was interesting. If you haven't watched that, Lucy
I've not seen it
Tightbox. Lucy Tightbox was on the show from where she's vacationing, and it seems like it's a very warm area where you wear a bathing suit all day.
Really?
Just saying.
A scantily clad Lucy Tightbox?
I believe that's what I saw.
That sounds better than whatever Usher was doing, so I'll go watch it.
Yeah, okay. Am I crazy to say that was a pretty damn good halftime show?
Oh, you liked it?
I don't like that music. I don't like any of that. But I just thought the choreography and the way that it built and the way it was filmed was very impressive. Am I crazy?
Very wood paneling of Carl. No, I thought it was I thought it was boring as shit.
Yeah, trust me. I didn't know any of the songs until the last one. It's not my thing, but
sure. Well, Craig liked it too, if that helps you at all.
Oh, fuck me. I meant it sucked. I hate it.
Yeah.
Is what I meant. Let's see here. Okay. It says, P.S. This is how I spend my commissary money. He's very interested in me giving him money, I can see.
Yeah. Carl, put down your thinking cap. I know you're wondering. Let me put these rumors to bed.
So he's got this whole list of things that he buys. 10 beef soup is $9. 10 chili soup is $9. 2 Irish Spring is $3.72. 5 vitamin C something, cherry something. It's $5.30. 1 deodorant, $3.71. 10 PB crackers, $6.50. 10 oatmeal, $6.50. Are you getting bored, Mike? You sound like you're getting bored of this.
No, I was hoping we could go through every item that they offer.
Dude, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. There's like a giant list of things on here, and then there's a little note on there that says over. Oh, there's more. Great. 3 mayo, 207 iced tea. All right. He says,
whose benefit is that? Like, does he want you to know the prices of these things?
Yeah, I think what he's trying to do, and I could be completely off on this. Sure. I think he's trying to figure out how much money I should donate to him. I should go on here and be like, let's see, what do I want Matt to get? A couple of books, a nice meal, some PB crackers.
He's gonna need a few peanut butter crackers. I mean, we want the boy to be nourished.
Yeah. I'll get my accountant to add all this up. We'll figure it out. All right, and then it says, PPS, a full list of podcasts I have access to. All right. So he does have access to some podcasts.
Okay.
Let's see if we know any of these. It says Prison to Promise, Making It, At the Movies, Life on the Outside, Freedom Takes, Insights at the Edge, Nightmare Success In and Out, Uncuffed, Seeing White, 70 Million Podcast, Prison Pod, Living with Murder.
Seeing White feels like more something that would be on Compound Media or something like that. I'm surprised he's allowed that.
Yeah, Gino Bisconti's the host, actually.
Yeah.
Sophie Hart, Unspoken Words, All In, All Out, Friends and Neighbors, and Ear Hustle. Let me know if you used these or any I talked about while free. PPPS, where's Carly?
Who's Carly?
So Carly is Patrick Michael's, the mother of Patrick Michael's children.
Oh, no.
And we haven't heard from Carly in a very long time. It's quite upsetting, actually.
Oh, so, okay. At first I was terrified for her life, but he's a man who's living in a world, pre his crimes.
Right.
So he's doing references like, hey, Opie started a podcast.
Right,
like
exactly.
He's living in a different world.
Because he doesn't have access to the internet, so he's not able to even read up on what people are talking about or anything.
Oh, interesting. The poor guy. He seems like a sweetheart.
See, I would think that they would let you have Reddit just because it would make your life even worse, but apparently that's not the case.
Well, no, they're not talking about you. If they had a Reddit page for each prisoner, that would be fun. And this guy's a piece of shit. Fuck him.
Weekly update on why we hate Matt Lewinsky.
Matt Lewinsky used to be good, but now he sucks.
Yeah, right. When did Matt Lewinsky jump the shark? Dang Lizard 2 Euro says, money to PH or buying Craigophile shirt? Oh, yeah. Where should the money go? To Craigophile t-shirts? Well, that's a really popular item. Everyone's talking about them out here.
Yeah.
Mike.
I think just send the money to victims of molestation and sex crimes.
I disagree. I think we should send it to Matthew Lewinsky. In fact, I'll get the information and post it for everyone if they also want to donate to him.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? This is how Craig would want it. Fund this guy's commissary.
Thank you. I do think that this would be good for content. I think I need to get on this.
Meaning corresponding with him, like talking to him?
Yes. And getting him money.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Carl, is I don't know that you want to be a journalist necessarily. So, are you going to do a hard-hitting interview with this guy?
No.
Are you going to pal around with him?
Probably not. Yeah. Probably be more like just kind of having some fun with him and shooting the shit. Shoot the breeze. I do want to. I want to know more about his psychotic break. I want to know about his psychotic break. I do want to talk to him about that. See if he remembers what happened and why he didn't get rid of the body. I'd love to know what his thoughts were. What was the end game here? He just thought I was going to eventually just deteriorate into nothing and you'd be fine, or
yeah. And then he's like, "Where's my $40 for peanut butter
I know, right? I gave it back to Kevin Brennan. I'm sorry." Simon 3435 bucks. Stephen Hawking studied black hole that are billions of years old. He also studied black holes as young as 14 years old.
Ew.
I get it.
I like it.
At the Epstein Island, he was doing a lot of studying.
That's right.
It's chewing the shit, Carl. That's right, Atari Network. I do want to chew the shit with my buddy Matt Lewinsky.
Yeah,
well,
based on the description of John's breath, it sounds like what he was doing in Atlantic City.
Yes. From who was reporting on that? Was it Melton?
Yes, that's who I heard talk about it. Yeah,
his breath could take the paint off a Chrysler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was fun. That was a fun episode of the Creep Off today. Quick programming note: I will be on Revenge of the Sis this afternoon, starting at 4:00, I believe, and they are over on Rumble because they're too naughty.
Yes, they're
YouTube.
raunchy boys.
Yes. So if you want to see me with the Revenge of the Sis fellas, tune in for that. And of course, you should also check out what Blind Mike is up to later tonight on Subreddit Surfing.
Yeah.
On the Subreddit Surfing channel. Do you know what subreddit you guys are talking about yet?
I have to. I think Cardiff sent it to me, but I'm not sure offhand. I'll check. But yeah, it's nice to be Vinnie for a day. It's exciting.
Yeah, wow, you're living his life.
And tell my pal Royce I say hello. I don't hear from him anymore.
I will. I'll definitely let him know that. So, since you're doing the Vinnie thing, how many meals have you had so far?
I've been told I'm supposed to eat a lot of pizza. Is that it?
That's
it
correct.
wasn't. Honestly, Vinnie's lifestyle is not too much of a change from mine, so I kind of like
it. So it works out. Oh, you just eating podcasts all day? Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, perfect.
How much of a stoner are you, Mike?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
I've been known to take an edible before bed. But
that's the one thing that you're going to have to work on then, I guess.
All right, I can do that.
All right.
You know what? If I have to, Carl, I'll do it for this job.
BlindMike.net is where you want to go to find out all things Blind Mike. Tell them about it, Mike.
Thank you. Yes, that's where all the links are. I do Who Are These Socials? The links for the podcast are there. Why Are You Laughing? Blind Mike Project. Today, for Patreon and YouTube members, we did a bonus episode because we didn't get to all the topics we wanted to yesterday on the Blind Mike Project. And I was telling Carl before the show, we talked about my buddy Coach HP, who I think is the greatest interviewer of our generation. Mm-hmm. He had a guy on. He wants to be in the Rogan sphere. He wants to be part of Joe Rogan's world. So he's doing anything he can to weasel his way in. And so he interviewed a guy that made a table for Joe Rogan. And it has to be the most mind-numbingly nonsensical interview.
Well, does he interview him about table making or about his one interaction with Joe Rogan?
Specifically, making the table for Rogan. He doesn't give a fuck about any of the other tables he's made. Making the table for Rogan, and get this, Carl. You think it's silly now. I'm about to change your mind. He helped Joe move the table into the mothership.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was actually in the club that has had thousands of other people in it.
I think he may have even touched Joe Rogan's hand.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing stuff.
Yeah. So do that. And why are you laughing? I think the next episode is the history of Baba Booey, Gary Delabate. So
nice.
Check that out in the old Stern fans. BlindMike.net is where you get all those links.
Oh, and I'll tease something for Who Are These Socials coming up this Thursday. Okay. Of course, Mike and I do a podcast together, Who Are These Socials, Thursdays at 6 p.m. on the Who Are These Podcast YouTube channel. And you know how we've discovered Christine Knowlton's on Cameo?
Of course.
Well, one of our fine listeners decided to go ahead and get a cameo for us.
Fantastic.
So we'll be checking that out.
I hope it's covered in splooge or whatever our 3 topics are.
I know. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm hoping that they said that we think she's hot or something like that. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right. Well, yeah. Check out blindmike.net.
Blind Mike World Order. BMWO.
Ooh. Gets me hyped up.
BMWO. Not the best. I loved when cow photographers are like, yeah, make one for me. It would just be CP. Oh, no, never mind. Don't make that one. All right, guys. Also, of course, whoarethese.com. We have a live show coming up March 22nd, WATPlive.com for tickets for that. That's in Largo, Florida. You're going to want to be there. We're going to have the entire Who Are These Podcast crew, as well as Tukey, as well as Cardiff, and the guys from Revenge of the Sis will be there as well. So that is going to be a blast. It's a nice theater, and it's going to be a fun place to hang out for the weekend. And in March, why not get down where there's some sun? Down in Tampa. Yeah. So, and other friends will be stopping by as well. I believe Joey C., Monique from Radio Gunk, Dr. Steve. Oh, wow. It's going to be a star-studded event. Oh, Andrea Brower from Stuttering John's. Well, she now works with Hal Sparks, but for a while was
future moderator, apparently.
Oh, really?
According to Hack Ride, yes.
All right. Well, she's going to be there as well, so should be very exciting. Now I got to figure out how we sign up. Oh, I know how we sign up this thing. So I'm going to say it's nice to be important, and you're going to say, but it's more important.
I already know. All right.
To be nice. Now, do you know where this came from? Do you know why this is our sign-off?
I don't think so, no.
It is the sign-off that the great Brother Weeze used to have. Well, he might still. I don't know. I don't listen. On his radio show.
Oh, good.
And, of course, when I started making fun of Opie, Brother Weeze wanted to challenge me. Because he knows Vinnie pretty well from the comedy club. Yeah. So he called up Vinnie. He's like, who's this guy Carl making fun of Opie? What's his deal? And he wanted to, like, debate me or something, which would have been funny. So we decided to make that.
Done that.
Oh, I was all for it. Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'll talk to Weeze about how
is that guy still on the air?
I'd have to look it up, but I think so.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. It's crazy. Well, it's one of those things where the radio station he was on forever and making a shit ton of money was bought. This is going back years. Yeah. And the first thing they did was fire him. Because they're like, what is the salary? What are we doing?
Yeah,
What's the point of this? And that radio station went from the #1 classic rock station to the #1 classic rock station when they let him
Without
go.
him?
Yes.
Hard to believe.
So, yeah, I know. Go figure. So it turned out to be a smart move by the new company that stepped in. But all right, I'm just stalling time because I'm trying to find outro music that I can play on here. You know what? If I was smart, I would have set this up ahead of time and been ready with these things that usually Vinny is in charge of. But okay, I got one. I got a good outro song for us. All right, let's do it. You ready, Mike?
I'm ready.
It's nice to be important.
It's more important to be nice.
Galaga.
Vinny, Vinny, Vinny. Vinny, 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 Vinny. V-I-N Vinnie, Vinnie, Vinnie. V-I-N-N-Y. Vinnie, Vinnie, Vinnie. 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 Vinnie, 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 Vinnie.